Hey everyone, this video is going to be a little different from some of my other videos, so there's no intro or outro to this. Basically what happened is, I was just about to stop experimenting and taking a break, and before I did, I wanted to get this clip of everything that was happening because it was so funny how he was like alien pregnant and going into aspiration failure, and then you can see Biscuit's head ghost in the background, and a werewolf came onto the lot, and I wanted to kind of get all of them together. But then what basically happened is, for some reason, I must have just like lost track of what I was doing and I forgot I was recording. So instead of stopping recording, I just randomly, impulsively decided to play Jason Experiment through the alien pregnancy and a bunch of other stuff, but I was supposed to stop recording, but I didn't. So I basically got 3+ hours of content, not just Jason Experiment, but like a week in the life of Jason Experiment, and then also the singles household from my Uberhood in Strangetown. That's not in this video because that's even more irrelevant. But what ended up happening was actually kind of a cute, sad little story. So I decided I would upload it to YouTube. Um, and I also wanted to like talk about the direction of my channel and stuff, and it's kind of hard to fit that kind of conversation into my videos because they're usually so focused on what I'm doing. I do go off topic a little bit sometimes, but yeah, it's hard to like fit a kind of announcement sort of thing into my usual content. So I'm basically going to use this video to do that. Hopefully I'll be able to sort of switch in and out of talking about my content and talking about what's happening on screen. When I realised it was recording, I was actually quite thankful because I knew that when I started messing about with this, it was very impulsive. I just kind of just randomly started doing it. It's kind of the video game equivalent of free writing, if you've ever done that, where you just like write whatever comes into your head, and I was doing that with the game, but I knew I couldn't keep any of it, so I wasn't really thinking it through too much. The way that the little story, there was like a kind of little narrative developed. He went into aspiration failure here. I kind of fast forwarded through the pregnancy. I think I'm going to talk about the channel now because like a lot of the storytelling aspects happen later in the video, and I just want to get that out of the way. I may even edit parts out, but I'm not sure yet, because this is a very long video as it stands. Also, there's no audio in this video because I wasn't actually recording audio when I did it. I mean the game audio. There's no game audio because I didn't have that set up. Actually, the audio in my videos has a lot of problems, like random bonking noises and a lot of background noise, and that's because the device I'm using is actually like a field recording device, a little battery operated thing, and because of that it doesn't work through like OBS or anything, so I can't add a noise gate or anything, and I have tried editing some of the audio in post, but basically that didn't work out too well, and I don't know what I'm doing with audio particularly. Like that whole area is just, I'm not very knowledgeable on it. But I'm hoping to get a new mic and everything soon so that I'll be able to get better quality audio, because I know it's kind of dragging down the quality of my videos a lot, so that's something I want to do as soon as possible really. I just need to like do some research on what's a decent quality mic, because if I start from like the position of getting the best quality mic I can, then oh, he's going into labour now. Yeah, so this is his alien baby that he had, and it's I gave her the name Nox, which I think means night. I thought that was like a kind of, I don't know, it sounded like a kind of alienish name. So anyway, yeah, I want to get a new mic soon so that I can improve the audio quality of my videos. Another thing is, when I first started this channel, it was in 2013 actually, and I didn't make any videos for years, and when I did that I had the intention of making Skyrim Let's Plays, and maybe eventually Oblivion ones, because I'm a big Elder Scrolls fan, but I never really got around to doing that, and then just last year I sort of decided I want to make Sims content, so I started doing that. And I do really enjoy making the Sims content and want to continue doing that, but I also want to kind of because this was meant to be a general gaming channel, which I realise now doesn't work too well. A lot of people on YouTube, they want specific niches with the content they watch, and I kind of get that, because a lot of times you're looking for a lot of like one thing, and you want like one place to go for that stuff. So I imagine this won't go over too well. I will continue making the Sims content, but I do want to like make other content too. It won't be like endless streams of stuff either. There's a few different things I want to make content on. I'm not playing Oblivion or Skyrim at the moment, but I kind of want to go back to it at some point. Maybe. Just, there's a possibility that I will go back to it. My channel name is basically, like, related to a quest in Oblivion, and it's always bothering me that there's that connection, but I don't have any content related to the game on my channel. Oh, at this point in this video, I started building a little house because a notification popped up, which I think you'll have already seen, to say that the baby's freezing, and I was like, well, I don't really know what I'm doing, but if I'm committing to playing this, I need to build them a little house. So I built them this small little kind of wooden shack thing, which is what I'm doing now. So hopefully I have a chunk of time where I can talk. This video isn't planned, I have some brief notes, so yeah. So yeah, back to the thing. So yeah, I might want to make Oblivion and Skyrim content eventually, but that's not actually what I have in mind right now, but that's just something I might want to do. If I do start making other content, I will sort of like probably do like a Sims video and then another video and then a Sims video, or maybe not even that regular, like maybe every 2 Sims videos or something, because I do want the bulk of my content to be Sims 2 related. I just want the freedom to sort of like occasionally do stuff from other games. And I think Oblivion and Skyrim are actually kind of great because there's a lot of weird quirky NPC dialogue and bugs and stuff in those games. Like when I used to play, all kinds of random stuff would happen. So I think like if I cut it up, I could potentially get some pretty entertaining bug-related content too, which is obviously a kind of secondary theme of my channel. I like doing weird stuff and entertaining stuff in video games. I also like the kind of nostalgia factor, so I've been wanting to like play some older games recently. Like I've been thinking of maybe playing The Sims, if I can find a way to record it, because I'm not quite sure how to right now, but if I can find a way to set it up, I'd like to play some of The Sims console games on my channel as well. Maybe find something to do with that. Also, I've seen people do Let's Plays of like the Harry Potter games from the consoles recently, and that's really made me want to replay them, to be honest, and maybe post Let's Plays of those games on my channel because they're so... I remember them just being so funny, and I haven't played them in years, like a decade or something, and maybe some old PlayStation games occasionally. I did start back in January a Spyro Reignited trilogy Let's Play series, and I want to finish that at some point too. But just because I uploaded the first one and it's kind of bothering me that there's just one video and it was supposed to be an entire series. But it's long, at least like, because I'm doing a world, a video. Yeah, and I know a lot of people aren't going to watch it, especially as I get to the later worlds, because I'm a lot slower playing them, and I do speedruns of the original Spyro, so I have an idea of how long it's going to take me to play it. And I won't be speedrunning it either, so it'll be slightly slower. And so the Dreamweaver's world and the Beastmaker's world in particular in that game, it takes a while to play. So basically, yeah, those could be long videos, but I just kind of want to complete them gradually, like maybe 1 every 5 Sims videos, just so that I think I will like record all of them and then just upload them very gradually over time, because they don't take as long to record and edit. But I will wait till my audio setup is better, because actually on that video in particular my audio was kind of weird. The game audio too, I didn't have it. It's a problem in a lot of my videos, the audio. I really need to sort that out. So yeah, I want to finish the Spyro series gradually, maybe do all of the games, because one thing I did notice is a lot of people have uploaded the first Spyro Reignited game, but there aren't as much content on YouTube for the second and third games. So like it's almost like I should really do those instead of the first one, because there are so many of the first one, but I wanted to do all of them. So another thing I want to do, I think I've mentioned most of the things. I want to maybe do Oblivion and Skyrim, maybe play old Sims console games. I've also recently discovered the Sims Stories. Well, I knew about them at the time, but I never really paid attention to those games, but I've seen some clips of them recently, and I would be interested to compare the Sims 2 story games to the Sims 2 at some point, but that's not an immediate idea, but that's something else I'm sort of curious about. I don't do unscripted stuff well. With the Spyro thing, I also was recently told by my friend that there was like an unreleased prototype that was discovered not that long ago, that basically came out a couple of months maybe before the actual Spyro game was released, not the Reignited trilogy, the original one for the PlayStation game. So it's like a prototype game, and there are a bunch of differences in it. And if I can get a hold of that game, like a copy of it, that would be amazing. And I'd like to play that too, and maybe do a kind of comparison. I got suggested a video a while back of like Sims 1 corruption, and I was confused. It's not corruption in the Sims 2 sense, but what they've done basically is using an emulator, there are ways to sort of make the game really glitchy and buggy and weird, and they did that with the Sims 1, and they also did it with a Spyro game, and it was just so surreal to watch. So, depending on how complicated that is to do, I might like to do like some videos of that for different games at some point, like just weird, trippy kind of content. I do have the Sims 1. Technically, I have Making Magic around, and I must have the base game somewhere because it's an expansion. But I haven't installed that for like a long time, since I was a kid and it stopped working on the original computer I had. I've never tried to reinstall it. I think when I had the Sims 2 installs, I came across some kind of myth, because I'm fairly sure this isn't true now, but I heard that you couldn't have the Sims 1 and the Sims 2 installed on the same computer, because because of that, I never ever tried to reinstall the Sims 1 for a long time, and then eventually, you know, I got very into the Sims 2 as a teenager, and I played The Sims 3 later, and I never went back to The Sims 1 Making Magic, but like the one day I played that game, it was really great, and I saw like a lot of the little options, like you could get dragons. I couldn't get dragons because I only had that pack, I didn't have The Sims 1 Unleashed, but there are dragons that you can get if you have both Unleashed and Making Magic. I really like that little way they connected the packs too. Yeah, just playing other Sims games occasionally, and possibly other games, especially older games from the PlayStation era that I played as a kid, because I've been sort of feeling like doing some stuff like that. Another thing I thought as a kind of mini-series that I'd like to do at some point is play Pokemon Red, if I can get it working. Just do like 1 to 3 videos on it, because there are some really fascinating glitches in that game. If you've ever played it, you'll know what I mean. It's very dated visually now because it's a Game Boy Color game, so yeah, at some point I'd like to do a mini-series, maybe 1 to 3 videos on the weird glitches in Pokemon Red, like the Missing No glitch. I was so fascinated by that as a kid. That was like the first bunch of glitches I got into in any game. There was just so much so much weird broken stuff in Pokemon Red. Glitch City as well, just very odd. I've been watching a lot of Let's Players on YouTube recently. Well, not a lot actually, 2 in particular. One is like a very small channel and the other is Pleasant Sims, and it's kind of made me want to do more Let's Play content as well, like just watching and also playing the game more normally as well, because I've been doing a lot of weird stuff for a while, which I want to continue doing, but I also want to like maybe make some more story-based stuff. And so yeah, I had this idea for a kind of semi-scripted Let's Play. I haven't gotten around to sort of setting it up. It will require a little bit of world building. What I wanted was, there's a character that's kind of very minor, not technically part of The Sims 2, but they're referenced on a picture in The Sims 2, and they're a relation of Pollination Technician 9, and their name is like, I might be getting it wrong, but I think it's like Pollination Technician 66 or something like that, and it's basically like they decided that the pollinating life wasn't for them in a similar way to Pollination Technician 9, I guess, after he retired. And so they just went exploring the cosmos, and I kind of wanted to recreate that sim and maybe do like a little mini-series on them. And I don't know if there's any other Sims like this, there might be, but I think it would be interesting to do like, if there are, I might potentially do more depending on how it goes. I also know I know that Let's Plays and stuff like that aren't super popular now either on YouTube, and haven't been for a while. I got into the whole YouTube thing kind of late, so I missed the whole, apparently there was a time when people really liked to watch Let's Plays. I think most people who are into that have moved over to Twitch. I wasn't watching a lot of Sims content at that point. I'd taken a big break from the fandom side of things. I continued to play The Sims 3 and stuff, but I wasn't very involved in that stuff like I was as a teenager. Back when I was a teenager, this was sort of before YouTube Sims stuff took off, so people would make Sims stories on LiveJournal, and I kind of missed them sometimes. There were some really great ones. They'd write little stories and have all the screenshots. There were two series that always stick in my mind. One was sort of based on Buffy, or similar to it, and it was called Deception Pass. That was on LiveJournal. I think later they moved to Dreamwhip. The creator still has a Tumblr and stuff, but I don't think they do Sims stories as such anymore, because that kind of, you know, died out. And it's just highlighting how old I am in a way. And there's like, what else? Strange Tomato had a series called Strangetown, Here We Come, and I really like that one too. And I think they continued it. I stopped reading around 2012 or something, but I think they did continue it sometime after. I think the latest update is from like 2017 or something. Every now and then I'll remember these creators, but yeah. So anyway, to go back to this video quickly, yeah, the ghost, the corrupted, annoying ghost is flying around and kept glitching the baby. I haven't been paying close attention to what's happening on screen as I've been rambling, but I know that they kept glitching out of the crib at one point. This was very cramped. I don't know why I made this so small, but I basically wanted it to be like a bare minimum kind of shack in a kind of haunted wood kind of thing, and he's just living there with his like alien baby Nox. And I really liked the dynamic they had where it was just the two of them. Later on he did roll the want to get married, which was a bit sad, especially considering what happened in the end, but we'll get there in a bit. So yeah, I have a feeling this video is going to be an hour long unless I edit it, and because I've been talking, I'm talking while watching it, or half watching it, so because of that I don't know if there's going to be a lot of parts I can necessarily cut. So this may just be an insanely long video, where I just ramble about Sim stuff. Anyway, yeah. So to go back to the stream thing quickly, yeah, I have been watching Pleasant Sims videos, and I actually got into them because of the Let's Plays she posts on YouTube and the stream videos. I'm pretty bad at commenting on a lot of people's channels. I think I've only commented on one of Pleasant Sims' videos, but yeah, I have watched like a bunch of them at this point, just in the background while doing other stuff, and yeah, so I actually do like people's Let's Play videos. And for a long time I didn't really watch that kind of stuff because I do prefer to play than watch. I've always kind of been that way from like childhood. My brother's someone who watches a lot of gaming stuff, and even as a kid, like, he would sometimes watch me play games as well as play them, and for me it was always like, I want to be playing the game. So that was kind of like, but I have gotten a lot more into watching that stuff recently, actually, which is interesting. And it was the Let's Play stuff. Even The Sims 4, it's a single player game, but like you have to update it all the time, and it makes me miss older games, you know, where you don't have to update constantly. And I mean, my entire channel is pretty much a testament to how, okay, there's a lot of bugs, patches are useful, things need to be fixed sometimes. But I don't know, I mean, The Sims 2 bugs are at least funny. I'd take it over some of the... And The Sims 4 still has a bunch of bugs. Like, I was playing recently, and the Sim kept waking up in the middle of the night, and I keep getting that bug, and I don't know what it is. It's not even funny. It's just annoying. It's just an annoying bug. So, and then you have to wait, and you have to, like, every single time, you have to update your custom content constantly, because all of the updates sometimes mess with it. If you have a lot, I personally don't have a lot of game mods. I have a lot of like superficial kind of object mods and things like that. It's a bit of a pain sometimes, just the constant updates, and the fact that you have to do it to play, it's so intrusive. Windows 10 is kind of like that too, so it's not just The Sims or even a video game thing, it's just the direction software has taken over time. But I do miss when you could just do it when you wanted to. Like, you know, just let me have my broken things in peace. Sometimes that's just how I feel, and I don't want to be updating things constantly. So The Sims 5 could be interesting if the online features aren't really pushed on you, and if they're sort of integrated in a way that's not too intrusive but more optional. I think, yeah, the Sim has been a baby for a while. I thought they'd be a toddler by now, because I have been talking for a while. Had to keep moving the bed up constantly, the Murphy bed, because like that counter you couldn't get to the counter if the bed was down, so I had to keep flipping it up. Nox has finally aged up to a toddler, and yeah, she didn't get most of her her lifetime skills. She didn't get most of her toddler skills. She got one of them. I can't remember which one. Might have been the potty training. We'll find out soon. But yeah, it's hard. I usually use Smart Milk, and you know there are a bunch of things. Before my Sims don't normally have babies in this kind of situation, so raising a toddler when it's just the one Sim, and it's very hard actually. I kind of appreciate how difficult The Sims 2 is, because it would be very difficult in this situation to like look after a kid. So it's kind of realistic, really. And it was winter by this point, and I kind of like that. It kind of fit the weird vibe of the weird little wood shack in the woods, living with the snow and stuff. I don't know. It has an almost kind of fairy tale quality to it, like the alien baby as well. Yeah, this was awkward. Nox got stuck behind the Murphy bed, so she couldn't move, and then I had to like move the Murphy bed up, then move Nox to a different part of the room. This is a mod I downloaded a while ago for the Let's Play that I'm planning for the for Pollination Technician. I downloaded a bunch of alien content and I put in a bookcase with a data pad because I thought that would be cool, but it actually overrides the entire game, and I don't think there's any way around that because of how the books work. So I actually had that still in the game. I was planning on removing it later in the Let's Play, because I only wanted it at a certain point, because like I say, I've kind of come up with a sort of plot for it, so some stuff will be kind of planned and other stuff won't. And during part of it I wanted the books to be not books but like data pads, because I thought that would add to the kind of alien sci-fi thing, instead of having paper books. But I don't want to give away too much information about that, because I don't know when I'm gonna do it or anything. I might end up working on it next, but I don't know. At this point, I was teaching Nox to walk in the snow, which I think I've just zoomed, which is not like, and her clothing is not particularly warm either. It's not even the warmest toddler outfit. So now the snow started to fade because I think it was getting towards the end of winter at this point too. Maybe a couple, 2 to 3 days left in winter. And Nox ended up growing up, I think, on Thursday, possibly. So we're going to skip ahead at this point, and I can't remember if Jason ever finished that painting, but so we did. So we did finish the painting. Yeah, and then it sold for like 5 simoleons. It was not good. The Sims, like when you have no skills or money, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard, and it kind of should be really, for like realistic gameplay. So this was very close to when Nox was supposed to be aging up, and I tried to get her potty trained, and I actually thought that was the skill I got, but I think maybe I taught her to talk, because there was one skill that I managed to teach her. So I think it was like talking. I got very close with potty training but couldn't quite get there, so then I just started teaching her to walk, and again I got very close, but there just wasn't enough time. So I think maybe you get a little more time if there's a birthday party, but I can't really remember. And so she aged up into a child then, and then yeah, she didn't have many nice points, sadly. Very neat, outgoing and active though, and not playful at all, incredibly serious. She didn't have a lot of toys as a kid though, like as a toddler, so, you know, sort of makes sense. I started to try encouraging niceness, because I always do that with the mean kid Sims. Because I prefer Sims to be nice, although, you know, sometimes it fits the story for them to be mean though. But, and I started selling all the toddler stuff very quickly because they do not have money, so they kind of needed that. They ended up sharing a bed because they didn't have a lot of money, and their relationship was pretty high. So yeah, it's Friday now, and this was the last day on the lot. Nox's preferred hobby was fitness. I found that out while making her jump rope. A little while, like very soon I think maybe, yeah, it started raining and there was a huge storm, and then Nox went to school. Yeah, so there was a big storm and I had him go out to get the bills, and then he got hit by lightning, and unfortunately he died while Nox was at school. And that never happens to me in other Sims games. I think this Sims 2 is the only. It's a chaotic game. Like a lot of stuff like this happens in that game, in this game. And yeah, so I was just like, no. And I don't like it when Sims die unexpectedly sometimes. So like, it kind of works. Like sometimes you have to let stuff play out, but at this point I was kind of like, no. So what I temporarily decided to do is I decided to use the inseminator to summon a townie and add them to the lot temporarily, so that, because I didn't want Nox to get taken by the social worker. After I added her to the household, she too, I think it happens very soon. Something about paying the bills. She got hit by lightning too. Like God does not want people paying their bills in this neighborhood. It's that's the other god. Technically, I'm technically the sim god go in this universe, but there's a higher power. But her motives were high enough that she didn't die from the lightning strike. I moved her inside after that because this storm is crazy. This lot in particular gets a lot of lightning strikes too, with all the trees. I think it's the only household I've ever had where a tree got set on fire and stayed on fire. Normally it burns itself out, but it got set on fire, and then Jason Experiment got set on fire and died. He's died in a lot of ways on this lot. It truly is cursed. This was the one I put like 100 ghosts on in an earlier video. So yeah, I had a shower and then I decided that she needed to find a job. But she wasn't in the mood, so I made her play that. I think Nox eventually came back with a child sim friend, which was kind of cute, and I think I had them play ball together for a little while. Yeah, she was really sad, obviously, because her dad died. It's just very sad. A little bit later, also, I found it interesting that she had the want to defeat the Grim Reaper. It's just kind of an interesting twist. The two kid sims, they played catch for a little while, and then later on, as you can see, yeah, she rolled it by this point. She rolled the want to resurrect her dad, which was just really touching. It kind of made me want to continue playing the house and then play it till adulthood. The one thing is, if a child sim is taken away by a social worker, they don't retain their family relations. I could probably have edited it in SimPE, but yeah, it's just a kind of annoying factor about things like this, like that she would probably forget her relationship somewhat with him. I don't actually know, maybe it's removed entirely, I'm not really sure, but they definitely lose the family connections. I don't know if they lose their friendship and other stuff as well. And if you lock it in, I don't know if they keep their wants later or not. I'm not really sure about that. Maybe they do, but I don't know. In the end, I removed her from the household because I thought I wanted it to play out as it would authentically. Like, she was just there temporarily. A social worker came by instantly. I think normally they don't come round for a couple of hours, I thought, but yeah, no, they were there like instantly after I removed her. And so you have this little bit that plays out, and she doesn't seem to know where she's going. She's just kind of like, yeah. So she got taken away by the social worker, and then yeah. This is like my favourite accidental gameplay thing that just kind of developed out of nothing, that I think I ever had actually. And it's a shame it happened to my experiment household, otherwise I probably would have continued playing this, because it became very interesting as a storyline. I didn't save it, I cancelled it after this. But like, yeah, if I continued playing I probably would have like had her adopted, and then I had no idea it was filming. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. I hope you enjoyed this video. This like unscripted ramble about things. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.